So we're in the bit of a tourney season here right now. As of recording this, about a week ago, the Europe tourney concluded, and in about a week we have the USC's tourney as well. On top of that, we've got HSL 4 coming up at the start of September. So all the top players are hopping back on the grind, trying to prepare themselves to, place as well as they can in Heatseeker League. This right here is a best of 3 series between myself, Taza, and Wesh on the blue team versus J-Sag, Klexic, and Perry over on the orange team. For this game 1 right here, we're hopping on my own POV as Wesh tries to get a touch to the backboard. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to help him out. He's going to try to set me up again. He just barely misses the touch. Taza does send it over wide to my side, and I do end up slotting it in the top corner on the near post, which I'm quite proud of. That is a difficult shot to hit. Orange team does get the kickoff back on the other side. They're going to try to set up some kind of kickoff play, which actually would have worked if Perry did get that shot off. So here in this whole series, I do end up, being more of like a midfield. Me and Wesh are kind of, moving about, rotating a bit and stuff. We're both getting offensive chances, but I do end up staying mostly on our half of the field, setting him up just like that. I'm quite proud of that pass as well. I was trying to make sure I put it as difficult place as possible for the orange team to reach. And Wesh does end up converting it as well. This series does end up going all the way to Game 3, bit of a spoiler, but I probably wouldn't have picked the series if it didn't, because actually in this entire session of matches that we played, which was not just 3 games, this was the only one that went all the way to Game 3. So here I'm just trying to find my way back over to Wesh. I'm going to go for this read as well, the denied Klexic shot. Right now, both teams are, despite the 2 goals that have happened, there hasn't really been any crazy pressure for other team. It's just been the blue team just taking advantage of like small chances that we're getting and some really good execution for me from my one shot at the start, and then Wesh being able to slot in the pass I gave him for the second goal. But, despite this being an early start for us, the series does end up being, way closer than you would have expected as I get another near post goal as the ball hits the max speed. I can't say I intended that to be where I shot the ball, but, I will take the good placement. It was a good bump from Wesh as well to set me up, giving me the space I needed. But orange team is, off to a lackluster start. It's been 2 minutes and they're already down by 3 goals. But I will say we have been doing a good job of, zoning them out, keeping them from getting any, like, real good chances to score. I'm playing a bit safer in these games than I probably would, because the goal is to win. We are not... This is not like a for fun scrim where we're trying to go for as many cool goals as we can or try and new things out. The goal is to win. You are trying to win these games. And right now the orange offense isn't doing too hot, if I say so myself. They're in a bit of a dangerous spot here. Wesh actually almost gets a free goal off of that whiff from Perry, but doesn't quite work out. They do end up saving my shot to the bottom corner. Now, something I will note is that I myself have been in a bit of a slump lately in the mode. But as of, not when this scrim happened, but a few days before this series, this match, or whatever you want to call it, actually happened, I kind of got a bit out of that slump. So I'm in a bit better form than I was prior. And, I'm not too unhappy with how I've been playing in the recent week or so. As for other people, most of the people in this scrim are actually, like, quite in form, like, compared to how they used to be. Wesh actually recently started being a lot more active than he used to be. He kind of didn't play much Heatseeker for months on end, actually, at the start of this year. Now it's gotten much, like, back into it quite a bit. He's soaring up our tier lists and our ratings and stuff. Hasn't really stopped improving since he started playing again. J-Sag, I have my complaints about, how J-Sag plays, but in this series in particular, he did play quite well. I will give him his props. He's playing goalie in this first game, and obviously that's not going too well, but, you'll have to see the other games in order to see that. Spissy, I don't know, the main problem for the orange team in this game right now is that blue team, we're playing pretty safe, but then orange team isn't really taking advantage of that. They're having all 3 of their players in their own half quite often, which is making it so that they just don't really have any offense, and considering we're already playing really safe, they're not going to get many chances to score. They're not going to get those random chances on, like, a counterattack that you might see. But one thing you might have noticed so far in this game is another issue they're having is that I'm getting a lot of passes to Wesh. So even if we don't directly score off of those passes, that's how you create pressure in this mode. And that's what leads to us getting most of our goals, is that we have pressure, and so that causes them to not really be able to get any goals as that ball just rolls in. I don't know whether Wesh ended up faking them or if it was just a whiff. But we are up 5-0 in this game. Orange team not really putting up the best fight in this game one. But as I, mentioned before, this does go all the way to the third game, so Orange team will win the second match. As I go for some highlight clip, that would have been a really nice goal to score at the end of this one. Bit of a nail in the coffin. I try to dish it off to Wesh there, but Perry does end up beating him. But as you can see, that touch that I got set us up for some pressure. And even though Wesh got beat, no danger for Tozit, and so now we're just still in a really good spot. And we're actually just going to end up taking this game 5-0. Not really even close. Here we go with game number 2. Yeah, for some reason OBS just did not record the Rocket League audio, so you're just going to have to listen to me and me alone. We're hopping on Klexic POV for this one, who has been playing quite well recently. He's always been up there on the tier list ever since he joined, back in, 2021? As the ball just rolls in right there. Very well placed shot there from Klexic. Gonna give Orange the early lead, only 10 seconds in. But, as I was saying, Klexic, he's been performing quite well recently. And he's actually been maining a lot of goalie, which is something he does not do very often. He's been playing it quite a lot, for the past 1 or 2 months or so. He played it in the EU tourney the other day for Tavs and Periscope on La Migra, which, contrary to what I've been saying, I've been, gassing him up, saying he's been playing well, and they actually went out way earlier than, what you would have expected that roster to. They went out, tied 5th, 6th or something like that in the losers quarterfinals, I believe is what the round is called. Despite being, the second seed going into the tournament, they got taken down by 2 of the MENA teams, and, since it's on EU servers, it's not as crazy as it might seem, but they're definitely expected to at least beat one of those 2 teams. That's a really good save there from Klexic. Covering as J-Saj pushes, he just gets a piece in, and it's a really good read right after as well on that max speed ball. We're already at the max speed ball, which seems quite quick, even though I guess it has been a whole minute since the last goal. But Klexic's not going to be able to reach that one. J-Saj going to get a nice little save, trying to send it over him to Klexic pre-jump in the touch. I'm not sure why. Perry and myself, going a little back and forth here over and over. Klexic shooting to the back post. Toss it with the big save, and that is a recurring theme that you're going to see in this game, is both defenses, excluding that one earlier blunder from Blue Team at the start of the game. But both defenses are getting a lot of saves, especially on this max speed ball. They're both doing a really good job, as I hit probably the peak save of my entire life, keeping that one out from Klex's corner shot. Another crazy save from, it just keeps going and going. Getting on, 2 minutes now that this rally has been going. And neither team able to put it away. Kleck's getting bullied. I do that a lot in this game especially. I'm just giving him little taps that knock him off balance and stuff. Wesh sends this around to me. Oh, there we go. There's another one. Tozit just barely keeping it out off the post. Keeping this rally alive. This very long rally. Klexic going for a chance of his own. Does get outpaced to it. We'll have another opportunity, maybe. Same thing happens. But it turns into a bit of pinball when the max speed ball is going for this long. There's another one of those little, love taps. I try to sneak it in the back post. Orange does keep it out. West just going to clear it upfield. Blue team just setting up, preparing to defend. J-Saj trying to find someone. Klexic does have a chance there. Doesn't quite make contact. Tozit sends it back upfield. I sneak it into the bottom corner. And we're back even. That was a almost 3-minute rally, which you do not see all the time. That is very long rally. Klexic gonna dish it off to Perry, and just like that, 3 seconds into the next play, there's another goal. That whole 3 minutes, completely worthless. We're back at we're back at 1 goal ahead for the Orange team. None of that mattered. Klexic going for a double. Gets read by Tozit. J-Sag, big lift from J-Sag. I don't know why, but that miss actually looked really funny. I'm not quite sure. Maybe because it's J-Sag, that's why it looked funny. Klexic forces a touch around from me. Tozit trying to send it over my way. I don't know what I'm doing, not reaching that one. That's a good setup, though. Can Perry follow it up? He does get the touch. There's another little... That was more of a smack rather than a tap from me, actually just killing Klex. And Orange Team gets another goal. I think Blue Team had a bit of an overcommit trying to pass that ball upfield, and J-Sag actually had a good read. Sent it into the goal. I think Perry wanted to self-pass there. It doesn't work out. And Klex just ends up faking the whole defense. A little bit fortunate from that one. I was giving both teams a bunch of props for their defensive plays, but so far in this game, it's mostly been defensive mistakes causing the goals rather than good plays from the offense. The triple pre-jump. 1 from blue, 2 from orange. Not letting that one go in. That's a shot right off the post. Tozit sends it back around to Bramble. J-Sag upfield to Klex off the rebound. But yeah, this game just spends most of its time in the neutral game. That was a good shot from Wesh. J-Sag probably actually had the save if it was on target. But Klex in a bit of an awkward spot. Luckily, Wesh doesn't get the best touch. He sends the ball up to J-Sag. It's a good 50, actually. Puts a lot of pressure on the blue team. Look at this. Now there's a bunch of space. He tries to pass it over to J-Sag, but the pass gets read pretty quickly. That could have been dangerous. But luckily... Oh! There you go. There's another one. Just straight in the blue net. And it's like completely contrary to last game. The scoreline just completely flipped. We do have one goal, as, you know, Orange Team did not get one last game, but we actually managed to get one in this one. But it's just so one-sided, you know? Both teams just pretty much dominating the other in their respective first wins. But, you know, with that means we're going to a game 3, although I did already spoil that, so you already knew that. But as soon as this ball hits the ground, game 3 coming up next. All right, and finally we have game 3, the decisive match for this series. We're hopping on J-Sag POV this time, actually, who's been playing goalie for the Orange Team in this matchup, which once again is actually quite weird. I mentioned that big corner shot might have been a misread from Tozit that allowed that one in, but Orange Team with a bit of a weird formation. I just kind of noticed Klexic has been playing a ton of goalie lately. And he's actually not in the goal when you have J-Sag in the goal instead, who never plays goalie. But, you know, I guess Klexic doesn't play goalie normally. He's just been maining it lately. So maybe J-Sag is going to start playing it a lot more. But he actually had quite a few good saves in the last game and has a few in this one as well. It's not like it just stops there. But J-Sag actually, I mentioned in the first game that I have my gripes with how he plays, but he's definitely in form. This is the best he's ever looked in goalie and in other positions as well, not just in this one singular series. But he's been getting a lot better at keeping the demos to whenever he can still make a play on the ball after getting the demo, instead of just, you know, demo chasing. That's another one that just goes straight in. Another overcommit for Blue Team has been a bit of a common theme ever since the last game. But they're going to get the kickoff going back the other way. Bit of a delay from Tozit. Doesn't end up working out. That's a good pass over to Wesley. He fakes it. Perry is ready. Helping out his goalie in J-Sag. Does J-Sag reads this ball? He does not read this ball. Good clearance from Klex, though, to cover for him. He knows where the limits are at for his team. He's ready to help out when he needs to. It's a good pass, though from Perry. Does get intercepted. J-Sag will get the save. That's not too difficult. Well, that's a good near post shot, though. They're not able to keep that one out. West does have some good placement on that one. The gap gets cut in half. We're at the same scoreline in this game that we were, a minute and a half later in the last game. So hopefully that'll prove beneficial to Blue Team and it won't just be the same result as the other time. That's a good passing play, though, from Klex and Perry. They're going to extend that lead once again. Look at Grim. Bit of a miscommunication on the blue goal line, I think. Both players trying to cover the fake as opposed to the shot. Leaves that back post wide open. West trying to send it up high. J-Sag does get that clearance. Unfortunately, it was to nobody, like, on his team, so they're gonna have to concede the possession, but with the double commit from the blue players right there, that does mean that orange team will keep the pressure. Kind of have a free chance for me right there. I don't actually manage to take advantage of it. That's a good pass, though, from Klex. J-Sag gets the demo. Oh, it's off the post, though. See, right there, that was one of those cases where J-Sag uses, you know, he likes to demo a whole bunch, and that was one of those cases where it proved quite useful. It's not going to work out here, though, because they just get instantly counterattacked off of that touch to the backboard. Myself and Wesh linking up with some slight touches to put in the bottom corner. J-Sag going to end up back in the goal here. He did move out of it for a bit there. Probably just due to, you know, a natural rotation that happened with the orange team. He's camping the backboard a whole bunch right here. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know what he's hoping to accomplish. He does read that fake. Dodges the bump as well. Look at him go. Look at him. He's a whole new player. Perry with a bit of a whiff, but that allows J-Sag to try and send it to him. It doesn't work out quite well. Perry probably expecting himself to get beat really quickly there, so doesn't want to put himself out of position. Sends it up to Klexic. Doesn't get the best touch on it. That's a good pass, though, actually. Klex gets tripped up, though. Had a bit of a hesitation on that one. Wesh almost sneaking it into the top corner. It's a good read from J-Sag trying to relieve the pressure that blue team has right now. Doesn't work out, though. I'm not quite sure what happened. It looked like someone on orange team should have had that covered other than J-Sag. J-Sag was trying to position to cover the shot and ends up getting faked because of it. He passes that up to the pre-jumping Klexic. He's scared, bro. He's scared of Wesh. Wesh just chasing him down. He does well to avoid him, though. Isn't going to be able to go for this one, though, in turn. The shot didn't end up being dangerous. That one is, though, off the ceiling. Or not off the ceiling, sorry. Off the crossbar. Doesn't find its way in. A bit fortunate right now from orange team on these last couple plays. They don't want to concede the lead. Klexic's trying to send it over to Perry, but it goes too high. Wesh, not the most threatening shot. J-Sag will try to play it to periscope. Doesn't end up working out. We're in a bit of a stalemate right here. Both teams, as I say that, though, Wesh almost gets another one right into the crossbar again. That's probably the third one in this rally that has rattled the bar for blue team. Perry not trusted J-Sag to have that fake right there. It dives in to make the save. It was a bit sketchy. And there's a near post shot to take the lead. Less than a minute left for orange team. They just got to hold on. They got to defend this kickoff first, though, which doesn't end up working out. Straight in the bottom corner, Wesh, quote-unquote, fakes it. And I think that was, what, Klexic? I saw a light car, and Perry's got a dark car. Yeah, Klexic over there actually just misses the ball, and J-Sag and Perry were not ready for that ball to just roll into the bottom corner. Yeah, here we go into the, you know, final moments of the game. Only about half a minute left. Teams are tied up completely. Like we somehow had 3 games that were completely different from each other. First game, blue team absolutely obliterates orange team. Second game, complete opposite. Orange team obliterating blue team. And then now we got that dead even lock. Very close chance there from Klex over to Perry. That was actually a really good pass from Klex. I have to give him credit for that one. To find that, you know, in a high-stakes moment right at the end of the game is not easy. He's going to try to get a shot right there, though. I get another peak save of my career. I remember that moment. I was stressing when I got that save. But here we go, into overtime. The golden goal will decide the winner of the series. J-Sag tries to find Perry, but there's 2 blue pre-jumpers. We're not going to get past them. He should have a free ball here. Klexic does not trust that. Not with everything on the line for the rest of this game. He does not trust that to stay out. Klexic is going to have a chance here. He tries to get a shot. It's a bit of a tough position to shoot from. Tazit does end up getting the save. And he'll send it back upfield. A demo clears the way for blue team. They're going to go for a shot here. It's off the sidewall. Wesh will have a chance. It's off the bar. Just barely stays out. Orange team will stay alive. Klexic tries to send it over to J-Sag, who's now upfield, by the way, even though he's been goalie this whole time. They're doing some rotations. He does end up getting all the way back to the goal, letting his team move back upfield. He'll have a free ball for this one right here. He looks a bit nervous in this game. That shot almost in from Klexic, actually. He's going to get the read and wrap it all the way around to Tazit, who sends it up high to myself, J-Sag, saving the day. Parry with the beat, relieving the pressure from his team, and getting the finishing touch. Orange team takes it 2-1 in overtime of game 3. J-Sag the hero with the big save on the goal line. Orange team does take the series. So now that we have the conclusion of the series, I thought I'd just go back really quick and look at those 2 saves. First, the save from myself that sent it to overtime, and then afterwards we'll look at that J-Sag save again from another POV. There you go, right there. Pretty insane if you ask me. I just prayed. I saw that he was gonna have a pretty good shot, and you know, obviously if that goes in on 0 seconds, the game is over. So I just pre-jumped and prayed. I just hoped that I found the place he would place it. I ended up doing it. And I believe J-Sag's save was actually the exact same way. We'll actually watch this one from my POV since I'm the one who took the shot. But he just did the same thing. He knew the shot was coming. He just hit it and prayed. I go up here off the sidewall. I just try to place it in there. It looks like Klexic actually hits it, but we do know, seeing it from J-Sag's POV earlier, that he was the one who ended up saving it. But they just blindly pre-jump. Well, I mean, not blindly, you know, they can guess where it's going to end up going. But, and then, you know, here we have the conclusion once again. Parry putting it past the 2 defenders. Probably the nerves or whatever, you know, the stakes. I mean, there wasn't really any stakes on this series, but it's an intense situation. Game 3 overtime. On a completely separate note, I don't know if I want to do more videos, you know, like this one. Maybe not necessarily looking at some in-house series matches, but maybe for example, going back and looking at some older replays from like good scrims from the past. And I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm not sure what the style is gonna be moving forward with how I would record the videos, but I'm just hoping I can showcase some fun matches that maybe not everyone gets to see. But anyway, thanks for watching the first one of these. Maybe I'll include some actual matches from tournaments as well. But anyway, I'm not sure how to wrap one of these up, but, you know, GG's Wesh, GG's Tozit, Parry, J-Sag, Klex. It's a good series. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in another video.